Hi, friends. Thanks for joining me with this workout today. We are going to do a bums and tums workout. So we're going to focus on the muscles in the midsection of the body, your core, your obliques along the side of your abdomen, and your tush. Working on buns of steel. We're going to be down on the floor the entire time today, so you don't need any equipment unless if you're going to be laying down on a hard surface, you might want a mat beneath you. Shoes are optional, so that's your preference. You might want to have some water nearby in case you need to get a drink. I'm going to give you lots of options along the way today for less intensity or more intensity, but ultimately you make the workout right for you. So listen to your body, try to have some fun, and enjoy the workout. Thank you. Okay, team, I think we are ready. Let's begin. We're down on the ground, laying down. Our legs are bent. Our feet are about hip distance apart. Arms are relaxed down at our side, palms face up. Let's just start to wake up the tush. So we're going to contract those glute muscles. We're going to squeeze them nice and tight, and we're going to lift the hips up to the ceiling. And then we're going to lower back down, but we're going to stop just shy of the tush touching the floor. So we always want to keep a little bit of space between the tush and the floor. You keep your arms down at the side, but I'm going to take mine overhead just so you can see that the tush does not actually return to the floor. Now I want you to think about squeezing the tush tight on the way up and still squeezing on the way down. Excellent. So stopping just shy of touching the floor beneath us. Are you squeezing? Yes, I thought you were. So this exercise we're going to continue for a little while longer. If you want to get fancy with it, in the exercise world they call it a hip bridge, but I think that's a pretty boring term. I have given it the name the $1,000 squeeze, because I want you to pretend you got a $1,000 bill between your cheeks and you are actively squeezing it tight the whole time. That's right, keep a clench on that $1,000 bill. Think of all the fun things we could buy with a $1,000 bill. New workout pants, a nice fun vacation. All right, we are still squeezing. Hopefully by now the cheeks are starting to wake up just a little bit, getting ready for the workout ahead. So let's go 4 more like this. 4, 3, 2, and we're going to take it up to the top. Hold the hips at the top. Now we got our thighs and our knees. We're going to open them out just a little bit, then bring them back to where they were. So open out just a little bit, then bring them back to where they were. So we're going to continue this, opening out, then bringing back to center. We just want to open slightly to this side. We don't want to go to the point where the feet start to roll. So we're keeping our feet flat the whole time. Open out and back to where they were. Excellent. We're still keeping the hips up and we are still squeezing the cheeks tight. But now by opening the thighs out to the side, we're starting to wake up the side cheeks. Or if you want to get fancy with it again, that terminology is hip abductors. Excellent. Let's go 4 more here. 3. Oh, still squeezing. 2. And we're going to hold the thighs and the knees out and open. So keep the thighs and the knees out. Hips are still up. Now with our hips, we're going to do small little baby lifts of the hips. Tiny little baby lifts. Oh, yes. Cheeks are really waking up now. Love it. Let's keep pulsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. And release down. Excellent job. Let's pick up the knees, grab a hold of the feet, pull them in, give yourself a big bear hug. Excellent. We're going to leave the legs up where they are. Bring the arms out to the side. 1 leg at a time, we're going to extend out and then bring it back in. Extend the other leg out and bring it back in. So feet can be relaxed. We don't need to flex or point. We're moving slow and controlled. We've got our stomach muscles engaged. We're pressing our back toward the floor beneath us. And we're going to continue this exercise for a little while. We've got some options here. If we want a little less intensity, the leg might go higher. If we want a little more challenge, the leg goes a little bit lower, closer to the floor. We want to keep the air moving, keep breathing. Excellent. Let's go 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more for now. But you'll see this again later. Relax those feet down. Bring the hands behind the head. We're going to make sure we're facing up to the ceiling, elbows out wide. We're going to contract the stomach muscles, and we're going to lift the head, the neck, the shoulders, arms, everything up together, and then lower back down. We lift up, and we lower back down. We want to be sure we're keeping some space between the chin and the chest. We want to keep breathing, so we're probably exhaling as we crunch up, and then inhaling as we lower back down. Now, maximum challenge for this one would be lifting up to the point where your shoulder blades come up off the floor. But if we're taking it easy today and we need a little less intensity, we might stay lower in our range. So find the sweet spot for you. Let's go 6 more for now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to hold this one at the top. Stay up at the top. Little tiny baby lifts. Little itty bitty baby crunches. So remember, if we stay up higher, that's harder. If we want a little easier, we lower down closer to the floor. Keep breathing, tiny little baby crunches. Keep the elbows out wide. You can do it. I promise I'll count soon. Keep pulsing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent job. We're going to roll over onto our side. We can extend out the bottom arm for a little pillow if we'd like, and we're going to take the legs out straight. So we've got our hips perfectly stacked. We're going to bring the top hand to the floor in front of us, just our fingertips though. Our legs are together. We're going to contract our stomach muscles, and we're going to lift both legs a little bit and then lower back down. We lift again and lower back down. So just try a range of motion that works for you. If we stay closer to the ground, that's going to be easier. If we lift the legs higher, that's harder, but we've got to make sure we're keeping the hips stacked. Sometimes our body has a natural way of trying to make the exercise a little easier on us. So your hips might begin to roll backwards, but we don't want to do that. We want to keep the hips stacked the whole time. If we want a little more challenge with this one, when we lower the legs back down, we don't let them touch the floor. It's going to keep the muscles under tension the whole time. So find the option that works for you. We're going 6 more like this. 5. Remember to breathe. That's important. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. We're going to hold it up there. Hold it. Breathe. You can do it. You can do it. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Excellent job. We're going to stay on this side. Bend the legs. So we've almost got the knees straight out from the hips. We're going to keep the sides of the feet together. We still have our fingertips to the floor. Top knee, we're going to lift, and then we're going to lower back down, but don't let it touch the other knee. Lift and lower back down. Lift and lower back down. Again, we want to be sure we're keeping the hips stacked. So we're only lifting to the point where we can keep our hips stacked on top of each other. We've got the sides of the feet still together. This exercise we call the clamshell. Once again, for that hip abductor muscle group right inside the tush. We're going to keep going. Next time you try this video, you got an option for more intensity. It's to hold something heavy on the outer hip, outer thigh. So maybe that's a weight, or a can of soup or a big heavy textbook or anything along those lines. 5 more like this. 4, 3, 2. All right, we're gonna keep this one up at the top. Stay up there. Tiny little baby lifts. Tiny, tiny little baby lifts. Tiny, tiny, barely moving, but oh man, those hip abductors are feeling it. Keep pulsing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold still. Good news. We're not done yet. So we're going to keep the space between the thighs and the knees. We're going to keep our feet together, but we're going to lift the feet up. They're going to stay in the air. We're going to lift up the knee a little higher, then bring it back again, but don't let it touch the other knee. Lift and lower. Keep going, team. I know this is more challenging, so if we need to, we might just put the feet back down and go back to our version 1 option. Max challenge is feet floating in the air. I know you are feeling it in that side cheek by now. Stay strong. Let's go 6 more. 5. Hang on. 4. You can do this. 3, 2, 1 more. And release. Excellent job. Let's let that top leg down in front. That gives it a little stretch. Ooh, right there. Excellent. Okay, let's extend the legs out and we're going to roll over to our stomach. We're going to bring our arms underneath us. So we've got our forearms to the mat, elbow directly below the shoulder. By the way, get water whenever you want to, whenever you need to. So we've got our legs straight out, our chest is up tall. We're going to do the plank exercise. I'm going to give you 3 different options and variations. So we'll do it 3 different times, and each time I'll give you the option to progress the intensity. So first up, we're going to lift up the hips and hold it right there. So we've still got our knees on the floor, our shins, the top of our feet. We are holding our abdominals in tight. We are squeezing the cheeks. We are breathing. We are holding it. Still holding it. Still holding it. Still holding it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Excellent job. 1 down, 2 more to go for now. So staying on the knees, that's your option 1. That's your easiest option. Now option 2 this time, we're going to lift the knees. So that means the only thing touching the floor is going to be your forearms and your tippy toes. So let's try it either on the knees or tiptoes. Here we go. Lift it up. So option 2, tiptoes and forearms. That is all that is touching the floor. We have our back flat. We're squeezing our cheeks. We're squeezing our abdominals. We're squeezing everything. We are breathing. We are holding. Still holding, still holding, still holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax down. 2 down, 1 to go. So you know option 1, that's on the knees. You know option 2, that's on the tiptoes. Option 3, we're going to get our feet really close together. We're going to lift up the knees. We're going to stay with tippy toes and forearms, but we're going to shift our weight back toward our feet just a little bit. It's going to put a little extra pressure on the shoulders though. So if you have a rotator cuff issue or anything for the shoulders, I do not recommend option 3. All right, here we go. 3rd and final round for now. Pick your option. Let's lift up. Option 3, we shift back a little bit. We are holding. We are breathing. Remember option 1 there. Option 2 here. Option 3, slide back. Hold it. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax down. How'd you do? Do you see how we're shaking too? The plank is hard, but we'll keep doing it so we get better and stronger. Now let's stack the hands, one on top of another, and we're gonna relax our forehead on top of our hands. So we are face down into the floor. Our legs are out straight. We're gonna engage the tush, engage the core. We're gonna take one leg and lift it straight up and then lower it back down. And then the other leg, lift straight up and lower back down. So we are lifting one leg at a time. We are keeping our hips pressed into the floor. We are breathing. We've got our abdominals tight as well. Excellent. We're going to keep going a little while longer. So we can stick to this one leg at a time if we'd like, or if we'd like a little extra challenge, we start to take it both legs at the same time. Now if we go both legs, we could return the legs all the way to the floor, quick little break between each repetition, or option 3 would be both legs lifting and lowering at the same time, but never do they touch the floor. That's going to keep the tush under tension the entire time and keep us working. Slow and controlled. We still have that option of one leg at a time if we prefer that. All right, team, let's keep it going. We've got 8, 7, squeezing the tush so tight, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more, and release. Excellent job. Let's do a quick stretch. We're going to bring the legs underneath us, shins to the mat, sit back onto the heels, extend the arms out in front, forehead points down toward the mat. Excellent. We're going to roll it over to the other side, and while we do that, I'm going to grab a quick swig of water. Perhaps you are too. All right, let's make it over to the other side. Yes, we got to do it all over again. So we can extend our bottom arm straight out if we'd like, and our legs go out straight. We've got our top hand fingertips to the floor right in front of us. We've got our hips stacked one on top of another. Our legs are straight. We're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. So remember, our option here for intensity is our range of motion. If we're lifting the legs higher, that's going to be harder. Another option for more intensity is when we lower down to not let the legs touch the floor. That'll keep the core oblique muscles under tension the whole time. Keep the hips stacked. And if we want easier, we're lifting smaller. Breathe. Excellent. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, you can do it, 4, 3, 2, all right, last one, let's hold it up there, hold it, breathe, higher's harder, lower's easier, hold it, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Excellent job. Okay. Now it's time to get our clamshell on the other side. So we've got our feet together, knees are stacked together for now, but we're going to lift the top knee and then lower back, but don't let it touch the bottom knee. So we lift and lower. Lift and lower. Remember, once again, we're keeping our hips stacked the entire time. Slow and controlled lift and lower. Thinking about that outer hip, outer tush, outer cheek. Lift and lower. Always leaving a little bit of space between the top knee and the bottom knee. Now you know what you're in store for, where we're going to make those feet float in just a little bit. So if we want to take it easier right now, we just might not lift quite as high. Next time when we do this workout again, if we want a little more challenge, we grab something with some weight to it and rest it on the outer hip, outer thigh. 4 more like this. 3, 2, we're going to take it up to the top. Tiny little baby ones. Tiny little baby ones. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it. But wait, there's more. Keep the space between the knees. Feet are gonna float. Lower down, don't let it touch the other knee. Then lift. Lower, then lift. Excellent. So we're going to keep going with this clamshell. Remember our option here. If we want a little less, we go back to version 1 where we lower the feet back down to the floor. If we want max challenge, we're keeping those feet floating and we are lifting the top knee up as high as we can. 8. Ooh, I got a little bit of shaky going on. 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there, 3, 2, and one more. We're gonna hold it, stay there. 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Excellent job. Let that top leg lay down in front and extend the bottom leg out. Good job. We're going to roll onto the stomach again. So we've got our elbows directly below our shoulders. I know that you just loved them the first time we did them, so we're going to do our planks again. We're going to go 3 rounds again. You know your options, knees, toes, and shift back just a little bit. So 3 rounds, you pick your options. We're going to hold 10 seconds each round. 10 seconds, that's all. You can do anything for 10 seconds. 3 times, right? All right, let's do it. So round 1, we're going to lift up and hold it. Remember, no matter which version you're in, keep the back flat. We are still holding. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent job. Now I know I made you hold that one a little extra because I talked in the beginning. I promise I'll get right to counting this time. All right, round 2. Here we go. Lift it up. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Holding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Whew. The plank is an amazing exercise because it activates basically all the muscles. You're even working on your shoulder blades, your core, your calves, your glutes, your abdominals, everything gets involved. Your triceps. I mean, I think maybe the only thing not working are the muscles in your fingers. And I'm sure your face is working because you're probably clenching. Okay, round 3, let's do it. Final 1, lift up, hold it, pick your option, level 1, 2, or 3. Breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, relax down. Let's do a quick stretch. Bring the legs underneath us, shift back onto the heels, extend the arms out in front. Very good job. All right, we're gonna flip it over onto our back where we will stay the rest of the time, I promise. So we're gonna come all the way down onto the back again. Excellent. Arms down at our side. I'm going to bring mine out a little bit higher just so you can see underneath the tush. We've got our feet in close to the tush and close to each other. So we're going to bring our feet together, thighs together, knees together, everything squeeze tight together. Arms down at our side. Keep that squeeze of the thighs and the knees together. Now add the squeeze of the cheeks. Lift the hips up and lower back down. Don't touch the floor. Lift and lower. So we're going to keep going here. Now remember, we want to keep that squeeze on the tush the whole time. But this round, we are also squeezing the thighs and the knees tight together. The tendency is going to be to want to let the thighs and the knees separate as we lift. But we're working the inner thigh here by also squeezing the thighs tight together. So keep it together, girls. Keep it together. When we've got our thighs and our knees together, we're often not able to lift the hips quite as high. That's okay, as hopefully you can tell it's still very effective. And we are still, when we lower down, leave that little bit of space. Yes. 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold it up at the top. Hold it right there. So we're going to keep the hips up, your thighs and your knees. I want you to squeeze them tight together. Squeeze, hold. As I say, when we squeeze tight together, you got to squeeze like you need to go potty, but there's no potty to be found. So we better just squeeze and hold. So keep holding, keep squeezing. 5, 4, 3, 2. But wait, don't relax down yet. We're going to keep the hips up. We're going to walk the feet apart. So we are back to hip distance apart, and now we should be able to lift up the hips a little higher. So we're going to keep the hips up high. We're going to open the thighs and the knees out, and we're going to hold them there. So keep the thighs and the knees out, hips up, but then we're going to lower down. Don't touch the floor again, and then lift up. Lower down, lift up. Keep the thighs and the knees out. Keep going, keep squeezing. So we're going to go 4 more like this. 4, 3, 2. Keep the hips up to the top. Keep them up at the top. Yes, I said it. Keep holding, keep squeezing. Walk the feet out further. Thighs and knees open out further. So we've got our feet in position, pointing to 1 and 11 on the clock. Still keeping the hips up, keeping the cheeks squeezed so tight. Hopefully a little bit of burn going on. That's okay. We're going to keep thighs and the knees out. We're going to lower down. Don't let the tush touch the floor. Squeeze and lift back up. Lower down. Don't touch the floor. Squeeze and lift back up. Now, when we've got our thighs and our knees out wide like this, we can usually lift even higher. I know what you're saying. Oh, good. It is good. But if we need to shave off a little bit of that intensity, we might keep the hips a little lower. Or maybe you felt better with the feet back at hip distance apart. So you find the sweet spot for you. This is your workout. 5 more like this. 4, 3, 2. We're going to lift the hips up to the top. Hold it right there with the hips. Tiny little baby lifts. Thighs and the knees. Open them out just a little bit further. Keep them out. Keep the hips up. Little baby lifts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it tight. Squeeze tighter than you have yet, because this is it for your tush. I promise, Scout's honor. Keep holding, keep squeezing a little higher. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Oh, we did it. Excellent. Grab a hold of the knees, pull them in. Give yourself a big bear hug. Oh, maybe a few little circles. All right. Officially done with the tush. Check. Let's finish out the abdominals. Bring the arms back down at your side, one leg at a time. Extend out and bring it back in. Extend out and bring it back in. Now remember, we want to keep the air moving. We want to keep breathing. We're still going to keep going. If we want a little less intensity, we're going to lift the leg a little higher. If we want a little less intensity, we lift the leg higher. If we want more intensity, we extend the leg lower to the ground. Keep the air moving. Now we're going to keep going with this leg extension. Option 1, we can stay right where we are, just the leg extension. If we want a little more challenge as we're finishing out for the abdominals, we're going to bring the hands behind the head. Remember that basic crunch we did? Yes, we're going to add that on. So as we extend that leg out, we crunch up. When the leg comes back in, we lower down. So we want to time it together. We are crunching up as we are extending one leg out. We're breathing, keeping the air moving the whole time. Slow and controlled. Elbows are wide. We've got space between the chin and the chest. Now we're going to keep going. We are coming into our grand finale. So if we want even more intensity, we might make it both legs at the same time. I know, Jen, don't get carried away now. It's just an option. You get to decide if it's right for you or not. Last 10. 9. 8. Breathe. 7. 6. 5. Hang on, you can do it. 4. 3. We can always put our head back down to the floor. 2. 1 more. And release. Excellent job. Take the legs straight out. Arms out. Reach overhead. Stretch long. Bend one leg. Bend the other leg. Pick up the feet. Grab a hold of the knees. Pull them in. Give yourself a big bear hug. Ooh, you worked hard today. So proud of you. Great job. Keep the hands on the knees. We're going to make little circles with our lower back into the mat. Oh, feels so good. And then take the circles the other way. Wonderful. Put the feet back to the floor. Legs are still bent. We're going to take one leg across the other thigh. We're going to pick up the feet, reach through and in between to grab the back of that thigh and gently pull in towards your body. Remember to breathe. Now, if this is your first time doing a bum and tum workout or core and glute workout, you might remember this stretch tomorrow if you feel a little soreness in your tush. And release. Switch sides. Let's take the other thigh across. Pick up the foot, reach through and behind. Gently pull the legs in. Good work. And release. Uncross the legs. We are going to roll over to our stomach. We're going to put the forearms to the mat again, legs out straight. And no, don't worry. I'm not going to make you plank again. We're going to just stay here and stretch. So lift the chest up tall. Shoulders down away from the ears. And release. Let's bring the legs underneath us. Shins to the mat. Sit back onto the heels. Extend the arms out in front. Forehead points down toward the mat. Walk the hands back towards your body. We're going to take it to tabletop. So we've got our hands directly below our shoulders, knees below the hips. We're going to arch up our spine toward the ceiling. And then we're going to relax. Bring our belly toward the floor. Bring the chin up, looking straight ahead. And again, arch up the spine. And release. A little dip in the back. Looking straight ahead. One more time, each pose. Lift up. And then release. Excellent job, team. Thank you for joining me.